Hi, my name is Diana Sanchez. I am a Celtic Reconstructionist. Specifically, I'm a Brythonic polytheist, which means that my particular path focuses on the Welsh and Gaulish deities and mythologies rather than the entire Celtic culture. I have a Bachelor of Science in Archaeology from Cardiff University, which is in the UK. And I went there to study archaeology, but I also went there because so much of my religious path comes from that area. I met Rhiannon when I was 17. I met her on September 18th, I remember, because I had a book called 365 Goddesses by Patricia Telesco, and I was trying to better understand the nature of a polytheistic, female-based religion. And this book has a different goddess every day of the year. And on September 18th, I decided to contact Rhiannon. And it's kind of funny because at the time, the issue I was dealing with, I had a friend who had been a friend for a while. And he had sort of started to come into his own right about then. And I developed something of a crush, and I didn't feel really comfortable with it at all. So that morning I did my usual meditation stuff and all that, and this voice came through, which had never happened before. But I knew it wasn't me. It wasn't like, the big booming voice of God that you expect. It was sort of my own voice, but with words and a tone that I don't use when I talk to myself. And the voice said, "I can help you with your problem." And I didn't realize at first what she meant. And then I thought about this person immediately, and I thought, oh, you totally misunderstand what's going on here. And at first she didn't seem, because she's quite pushy. So she's like, "No, I can help you." And I had to sort of fight her back and say, "That's not what I want." And she said, "Fine." And since then, I have had no feelings at all. Like, I can appreciate that he's a god, basically, but I don't have feelings toward him anymore. And I remember exactly when that moment happened. And since then, she's been sort of in and out of my life depending on how strong my faith is, because it fluctuates over time with whatever else I'm doing in my life. And when I was in college, for instance, all my friends were hard scientists and atheists, so I didn't really have a community, and I was pretty much on my own, and I was focusing on my studies, so my faith sort of lapsed a bit. But since I've been back, she's been much stronger presence in my life. She's quite pushy, and I'm quite stubborn, so we do disagree on occasion, but for the most part we get along quite well. It's a misconception that she's a horse goddess or a mother goddess. I think that was probably a Victorian interpretation of the stories, because she is associated with horses a lot, and she does have a son, but I think she's more of a sovereignty goddess. The point of her stories are more that she's a queen, and that she's quite sure of herself. And that definitely comes through in our relationship. She doesn't like me to be insecure. She doesn't like me to be unsure of myself. She likes me to articulate what I'm trying to say and go after what I want. So she gets quite irritated with me when I falter. I really much prefer the image of her as a queen more than just associated with goddesses and childbearing.